Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D. I'm about to react to this impressive vid. This is pertaining to this whole DDG and Halle Bailey situation. I wasn't even ready to start recording videos again. Alright, look, I ain't recorded new videos in like a week. I just got back home. I've been just, trying to relax and focus on me and focus on other things at the moment. But, the tea is overflowing in these pop culture streets, alright? Several people DMing me on Instagram and shit. So, sure, we'll react to this vid. It's titled, DDG says Halle Bailey is unstable and wants custody. Halle lost it after DDG hung out with Lala. Okay, I did see a headline that he was calling her crazy. It was says DDG reveals Halle was crazy, something like that, the headline said. And I saw some screenshots of text messages. I saw something about her saying she had a knife and something else. And I was like, all right, let me just wait to react to the vid. But I do know this has something to do with her being crazy and having a knife. Okay, so that's what I know so far. But, let's get all of the details. Let's watch.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. The streamer DDG found his whole... Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. This story right here is...
I do that literally all the time. I just make sure I edit it out. Most times I edit out my screw up, so that's very relatable.
Messy, because the streamer DDG just filed his own restraining order against Halle Bailey. And I tell you, it is explosive, y'all. It's explosive. Now, last month, Halle was granted a temporary restraining order against DDG after she claimed that he put his hands on her. She currently is trying to fight for custody of their son, Halo, and she wants to restrict DDG from taking their son out the state of California. Now, DDG did fire back with his own restraining order, and he is now asking the judge to not allow Halle to take their son out the country while she films her new movie. So this is getting really messy, and DDG did file his own restraining order and accused Halle of putting her hands on him multiple times and also threatening to take her life when he wants to move on from her. And he claims that she is emotionally unstable and she could pose as a risk to their son Halo. So he wants sole custody of their son. I read through DDG's filing. He actually provided a lot of receipts, and
no woman is worth that.
It doesn't look good for Halle. It doesn't, and I honestly feel bad. I feel bad
for who? The baby.
They both are in this situation. I feel bad for their son Halo. Yeah. I know Halle and DDG love their son. They would do anything for their son. I do believe they try to be the best parents they can be. No parent is perfect, but I do believe they try to be good
to the receipts,
parents.
Girl.
But the truth of the matter is, they aren't good for each other. They never were good for each other.
Sure, we know that.
Was toxic. And we got to get into what DDG said about Halle, because it's pretty shocking. And these are just allegations. We don't know if everything is true, but this is what he is claiming. He said that Halle was super jealous of his collaborations with other women, and he said that she would verbally and physically abuse him over it. He also claimed that she would be fixated on his exes, and one time he texted one of his exes, and he claims it was platonic, but Halle didn't believe him though. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame Halle for being a little distrustful, because DDG likes attention from other women. He does get flirtatious.
She shouldn't have got with him then.
I can imagine that Halle didn't trust DDG when he was around other women. I mean, look at what happened with the whole situation with his ex Ruby Rose. I mean, he was texting her while he was with Halle. So Halle wasn't completely wrong for her suspicions, but I do think she should have walked away from the relationship then before having a child with him, because she knew that he had the tendency to cheat. She had her suspicions.
I said that in the last video. Hello.
She went full force with him, despite all the warnings, despite everybody telling her, girl, don't do it. She told everybody to mind their business. But Halle and DDG had a very toxic on and off relationship. It was a mess. And DDG said, despite multiple attempts to reconcile for the sake of our child, petitioner's behavior has escalated to include physical violence, emotional manipulation, threats of self-harm, and coercive control. I am now seeking protection for myself and our son. DDG also claimed that Halle tried to use her pregnancy to coerce him to be with her. In the early stages of her pregnancy, they were already broken up and they agreed to co-parent. But according to DDG, he claims that Halle would threaten to get rid of their son if he chose not to be with her. Now, it is important to note that this happened right around the time when Halle's movie, The Little Mermaid, dropped. And she knew that having a baby right when her career was about to skyrocket would be controversial. So I think she needed some assurance that her family was going to at least be together before bringing a baby into the world. But truthfully, all of this could have been avoided because these two had no business having a baby together. Their relationship was very unstable, so it should have never happened. And this should be a lesson to everybody. please, for the love of God, be careful of who you have a child with. DDG also claimed that Halle hid Apple AirTags in his cars to monitor his location. And one time she was able to track him down when he was at the theater with one of his female companions. And she allegedly went ballistic. And mind you, Halle was pregnant during this time. He said that Halle was allegedly yelling at them and cussing at them, and she attempted to physically attack his friend. She allegedly was doing a lot. And you know what? I can believe it. Halle admitted to being very passionate when it comes to her relationships. I mean, she has this song called Because I Love You. And in the video, she was acting like the crazy, obsessive girlfriend.
How did you come up with the concept for the video? It is based off of my real life events. This song is very near and dear to my heart. It's based off of true events. And yeah, I hope that you guys like it.
If you saw that video, you will see Halle was acting crazy. And she said that's based off of a true event. So, you know, art imitates life sometimes. But at the same time, I do have to consider the fact that she was pregnant, she was hormonal, and she was scared that DDG was going to leave her for another woman. She was desperate to have her family together. So she acted irrationally because of it. Also, DDG...
I don't like when people try to use that as an excuse. If you crazy, you crazy. Don't try to blame, the baby, hormones. Because you crazy. You're going to be crazy before the baby, after the baby, during the baby.
Claims that Halle was stalking him and looking into his phone and laptop, and one time when he refused to give her his phone, she punched and slapped him. He did bring up the fact that she physically attacked him multiple times, and oftentimes it was related to his cheating. DDG also has a video recording of her attacking him while he was driving her and their son Halo from a concert. And he also talked about the January 18th incident that happened this year. Now, according to Halle, she says that she and DDG had an argument over their son's visitation schedule, and she claims that DDG put his hands on her, bruised her arm, and slammed her face into the steering wheel, causing her tooth to chip. But according to DDG, it didn't happen that way. He said that when he placed Halo in his car seat, Halle hopped in the back of the car and refused to leave. And he kept telling her to get out, get out. But allegedly she refused, and he said in his filing, petitioner demanded that I talk to her and make a schedule, and then proceeded to strike me from the back seat by launching herself over the center console into the front seat to punch me. As she did so, her own momentum caused her to hit her head on the steering wheel. At no point did I strike her. In fact, I attempted to shield myself by restraining her arms to prevent further punches. And he did show some of the defensive wounds that he had from that incident.
So the chipped tooth did come from that incident. Because I did see some people saying, you need to react to more videos because she been had a chipped tooth. Y'all are just dick riders and dick eaters. Shut up. Y'all swear y'all know shit. Y'all don't know these people. Shut up. It's one thing to have an opinion when information is provided. Cool, comment on that. But y'all be acting like y'all know these niggas. You clearly don't. He's admitting that that's when the chipped tooth occurred. So shut up.
He also claims that Halle would repeatedly threaten to harm herself or take her life anytime he tried to end the relationship or anytime he would walk away and would not answer her calls. And he actually said one time during August 2023 when she was pregnant, they had a very bad argument and she took his gun and ran away, and his family had to find her because they were afraid that she was going to harm herself and the baby. And can you imagine if that happened? That would have been devastating, and DDG also would have been blamed. Also in 2024, DDG claims that Halle threatened to take her life 3 different times. And I do think this is due to her postpartum depression, because she did say that she did suffer from severe postpartum.
So, honestly, I have severe postpartum.
And I'm not rolling my eyes because listen, I understand this is a thing. I understand this is a real thing. And a lot of mothers do suffer from this. But again, it's important to consider the person. If they have exhibited crazy behavior before they were pregnant and they do some crazy shit after, and they're saying, it's because of postpartum, but you was already crazy. So it's like, we can't blame everything on that and try to dismiss problematic behavior and excusing it because of that. You know what I mean? So I don't like when certain mothers try to weaponize that. I feel like when you bring up mental health, everybody falls back. It's like, wait, okay, we can't criticize them anymore. We can't say anything else. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I've said that before, not even in just regards to her, but other people. Like, I just don't like when people weaponize their mental health and try to use that as a cop-out to not take accountability. I'm not saying she's doing this in this case. I'm not saying she didn't suffer from postpartum at all. But if we're saying that she was on some bullshit prior to, and like, can we blame that.
This honestly makes me really, really sad because I know Halle loves her son Halo. I don't think she would do anything to harm him in any way. And I think
Shut
it's
her
a little
seats.
unfortunate that some people won't be able to understand that. They might look at her as unfit because of her mental state, but I don't think she would truly do anything to harm Halo.
What
Just
did she
like I
say
didn't feel
exactly?
like
Because I thought something about a knife.
to harm
I didn't see
Halo.
nothing
I
about a
think
gun.
DDG loves his son as well. And to be honest, I'm not exactly happy with the idea of taking custody from either one of them. But Halle and DDG are fighting for sole custody, so it's going to be a really, really, really messy battle.
Yikes.
And DDG did present some text messages
Yes,
between
sure.
him and Halle, and I will say these messages were very messy. Both Halle and DDG are messy. They do the tit for tat thing, so they both were a toxic couple. I already talked about DDG's flaws in several different videos, but we got to get into some of these text messages
Show
from Halle
the message.
because they are pretty disturbing. You know, one time Halle and DDG got into it, and DDG stopped talking to her, and Halle was trying to contact him, and she said, "Answer the effing phone. Answer the effing phone." Ooh, look at the typos. I'm going to try one more time. If you don't
Now look at the typos.
answer, it's over forever. I'm not playing, Daryl. That's it. And DDG said, "I just want to be left alone, please."
Wait, this says 2022. How old is the baby? The baby wasn't even conceived yet, bruh. You, girl.
He said, "I'm calling for help. I have a knife."
Okay, this is the part I saw. I have a knife. I'm calling for help.
"I'm calling for help, but you don't care, do you?" Okay. And he said, "Have a knife for what?" So it seems like Halle was attempting to do something to herself, maybe harm herself. And if you look at the time period this happened back in 2022. So this was before Halle was even pregnant. She wasn't acting this way because of postpartum depression. I'm not going to say what I think Halle might deal with, but there's something there that she probably goes through, and DDG knows about it, which is probably why she acts this way, and this is how she tries to get the attention. When
both of y'all still decided to lay down and have a baby together.
So they go through this whole back and forth often. She said
Both
this:
of y'all goofy.
"I called because I needed help, but you have shown time and time again that you just don't care, and that's okay. Whatever I decide to do is none of your concern. Just leave me in peace." And he said, "I came there to check on you. For you to act like you're going to hurt yourself to make me feel some type of way is manipulative and selfish. I never thought you would do nothing like that." She said, "I never thought you would leave either. Guess I didn't know you at all. And nobody's acting like anything. Whatever I decide to do is my decision.
Girl.
Don't feel sad either. It's cool." And he said, "You literally told me to leave. This push and pull stuff you keep doing is childish. You keep threatening to leave me alone and saying you could F with somebody else. I'm not sticking around for that." Well, DDG, you did stick around. And that's one thing we have to talk
Not
about.
only did you stick around, you
because
stuck it in.
DDG did not have to
And
stay with
had a baby.
Halle. And I know she wanted him. She wanted to reel him in, but he didn't have to stay with her as long as he did. But see, he stayed with her and had a baby with her because she had clout. And that's something he has to take on the chin, because he can make it seem like Halle is crazy all day, but why was he with her for so long when he saw these red flags? Why did he continue sleeping with her and giving her false hope that they were going to lack?
Girl, I knew she was gonna come on on here with her cape on. That's really odd. That's really odd that you're mentioning that. But you didn't say this when, or not that I recall. Maybe she did, but I don't remember her saying this. I said this about Halle when the roles were reversed. When we saw the proof, I definitely said that DDG ain't shit, and I still think he ain't shit based on what she showed. At this point, it looks like they're both on some bullshit. They're both crazy, and they both decided to have a kid together and make bad decisions. I don't think either of them are innocent now that we see, his side as well. But in that video, I specifically said that she fucked up by having a kid with him. Like, okay, yeah, you're going through all of this. This is sad. It sucks that y'all had this toxic situation. But considering that you admitted that a lot of toxicity was taking place before the baby was even conceived, like, why would you choose to proceed and have a baby with this person? So I said that. So it's interesting that she didn't have that same energy for Halle when the roles were reversed. Because, what she's saying is valid. I actually agree with her. But my point is, just say that also when it's reversed. Because we are all responsible for the bad decisions that we make.
That doesn't make sense. And this is why I say DDG and Halle should have never had a baby together, because they were toxic before Halo came into the world. Look at these text messages. Once again, this was before Halle got pregnant, okay?
Yeah,
She and
2022.
DDG got into some argument again.
This
and
is a
DDG
lot.
said he's putting his phone on airplane mode so he wouldn't talk to her. And she said, you don't want to be...
Why you didn't block her? And vice versa. Well, he said phone is on airplane... Because she skipped all this. Hold on, I'm going to read it for y'all. Phone is on airplane mode. I'm not letting you ruin my day over this bullshit. The trust issues are becoming overwhelming. Maybe that's for the best. I put in too much time and effort into making you happy to have to deal with this bullshit every other day. Excuse me, y'all. And in your eyes, you're never wrong. It's frustrating, and I'm over it. I'm no longer entertaining this argument. I need to work on becoming more successful like Jay-Z, like you said. Oh, she ain't shit. Not her saying that he needs to be more successful like Jay-Z. She said, I'm on Beyonce level. You need to level up and be like Jay, period. And then, I'm being sarcastic saying period. And then he says, then maybe you'll take my vision of becoming a big label owner serious. Ooh, he throwing shots. Instead of shitting on my dreams every second you get. Ooh.
He's putting his phone on airplane mode so he wouldn't talk to her. And she said, you don't want to be with me. That's okay. I'll never beg anyone.
You're begging, girl. This is indirectly begging.
I don't need to be with someone who's going to demean me. You like that I'm insecure. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not doing this anymore. Keep your phone on airplane mode. But when I die, don't say ish.
God.
Don't come to my funeral or anything.
Oh my God. Nah, this is really manipulative. I'm sorry. And again, I don't like when people weaponize their mental health. I don't like this because you do have some people who will do this just to get out a reaction out of their partner. I don't like that. And I know some people won't like me saying that. I've made a lot of comments in the past before people don't like when I talk about mental health related shit. But because the thing is, we all have mental health shit. This is why I'm so strong on this, because you, everybody, we all have mental health issues to some degree. Obviously, it's a spectrum and some people have it worse than others, but we are all responsible for our own healing. And I don't think we should baby everyone because they are having mental health struggles. And we should, excuse their terrible behavior when they're lashing out and they are saying wild shit like this. Like, I don't like this. And I've dated someone before, nobody that y'all have ever known, Jesus, gotta always who has tried to weaponize their mental health and say similar shit like this to me. And I'm always like, all right, well, do what you gotta do. I'm sorry that you feel like that. Hopefully you find a therapist. But you're not about to try to control me by saying I'm gonna hurt myself. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. Because that's not fair to do. And it's really manipulative to do that. So, and then the way, it's like, this sounds like someone who is angry. And it doesn't sound like you're having such crippling mental health issues and it's like, please help me, I don't know what to do. This looks like you are trying to weaponize your mental health and you being like, oh, don't say shit when I die, don't come to my funeral, fuck you. Like, this just doesn't come across. Again, I'm nobody's psychiatrist, so I can't diagnose somebody, but it just doesn't come across that, whatever. I personally wouldn't feel sorry for somebody saying shit like this. That's just me.
That these are the last texts you'll get from me. Crazy how the one person I thought I could trust and be there for me constantly proves me wrong. You are wrong.
But here's the thing. All you doing, DDG, is making yourself look stupid. You decided to still lay down and have a baby with somebody who was talking this wild years before your kid was even born. I don't understand the point in him even sorry, I was talking about ACM. I don't know why I turned off. I don't understand the point in him even showing this. How does this reveal that she's not a fit parent? What does this have to do with your custody battle and what's going on today when your kid is in the picture? It should all be about your kid. This just seems like you're trying to expose that she is a crazy person also. You're trying to gain favor in the eyes of the public because this has nothing to do with your custody battle. And all this does is make both of y'all look bad. Again, that was clearly his aim. Because she made him look bad, but again, that was pertaining to their son and their custody battle. This is not pertaining to that. So it's like, you're just making yourself look stupid as well.
That I emotionally struggle and have a hard time. Yet when I'm obviously going through something, you ignore me till I go crazy. You throw in my face my insecurities and laugh about it. You put your phone on airplane mode and say you're not dealing with it. But when something bad happens, don't say anything. because this was my attempt to beg you to listen
You
to
just
me,
said you wouldn't
to
beg,
just answer
girl.
the phone, to just hear me, to try and understand where I'm coming from. But you don't, and you'll regret it. You'll regret ever meeting me.
Oh.
Go back to the views you're used to.
Oh.
Go back to effing thoughts. That's what you want. You've never wanted anyone like me. You and your family hate me.
Oh.
Just admit it. But that's okay. Everyone does. But poisoning, I'll go and
Girl,
fly
I
and
said
just be
Poseidon.
fine.
Wait, what is?
Admit it. But that's okay. Everyone does. But poisoning, I'll go and fly and just be fine in heaven without any of this, without any of
You think that's where you're going? You know what? Sorry. But I'm not trying to laugh or make this a laughing matter. But my grandma always told me that if you off yourself, that you're not going to heaven. I thought that was like common. Isn't that common in Christianity? But I don't know. Maybe something changed. Who knows? Y'all let me know. I'm not religious.
to feel bad about myself.
Wait, what'd she
Without
say? Without any of this, without any of you rude ass people. What rude people?
Without any of you rude people making me
The
feel
family
bad
members?
about myself. This really makes me so sad. It does. I don't know what Halle goes through, but reading this, it kind of makes me feel like there's something deeper there. And DDG certainly couldn't handle her emotions. I mean, DDG is very...
I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for people who act like this. I would feel bad for people, again, who are... There is a difference. I've definitely been around people who cry out for help, and it's like they're in desperate need, and it's coming from a place of them being vulnerable, and I don't know what to do, and like, please be there for me. But this like sassy, aggressive, angry, like mental health struggle, this is really off-putting. I'll blow, oh, fuck out of here, bye. All right, figure it out. Go find a therapist, bye, bitch. Like, that's personally how I would handle it. But that's just me, and maybe I don't have enough empathy. Cool, whatever. But yeah, this is a very odd display of mental health struggles.
Mature himself.
Right.
And there were a lot of different things he would do to trigger Halle. But I will say, it seems to me like Halle probably has, some mental struggles. Also,
Clearly.
There's another text thread between them that happened in February 2023. Once again, this was before Halle was pregnant with their son Halo. She and DDG were probably going through another argument, and she said, I just want to resolve it so I can get some sleep, please. You don't ever have to talk to me again, but I can't breathe right now. I'm just so stupid. This whole thing is so stupid. I want to die.
Oh my
I never
God.
want to be here again. I hate this all. I hate this life.
Why would you have a kid with
DDG
somebody
said,
like this?
please stop taking it to this extreme. She said, I tried begging my only friend to help me. He said, I'm still communicating with you. She said, you won't help me. There was also a text exchange that happened when Halle was pregnant. She was in her first trimester with Halo. Halle said, I'm so tired. I'm in pain. I don't want to do this anymore every day. You lie on me to your mama. DDG said, that's why I said we need to take time apart. She said, you make it seem like I'm this horrible person, even though I've cleared up everything. Just leave me to die. I'll be fine. You cause me pain. You are selfish. I've been crying nonstop because of you. I can't be here anymore. DDG said, you're sick. She said, you push everyone away who really tried to love you. I tried really hard to fight for this relationship. I can't do this with you anymore when you constantly are purposely throwing me.
Where the fuck is Chloe? Jesus Christ.
Okay, block me. She said, I've just asked for understanding.
Girl,
She said, I'm done texting. Do what you gotta do. She said, if I died, you wouldn't even care. And DDG said, I would. You just tripping and keep threatening to kill my unborn son. You're weird. I wouldn't feel safe having a child with you at this point. Stop being fake happy to be a mom. Now, these were their exchanges from last year. This was after Halo was born, and I think they had broken up.
Again, that's very manipulative language. If I die, you wouldn't even care.
And Halle was actually spilling some tea here in this rant. She said, weird. I've had enough. I don't want to talk to you ever again. Please don't contact me. If you need to contact me, reach out to my sister or Charmaine. I hate you. You're the most horrible person I've ever met. I wish I didn't have to fight with you, but you continue to let me down every time. And then speak about exchanging my son in a money deal for views. Ooh. And openly flirt and help every other woman in the world but me. You hate me and want me to die. I want to die because of you.
Oh
I will die because of you.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
your fault. Cry about it later. And DDG said, why do you want me to sit on the phone and listen to you yell at me all day? You do this to me every day.
Damn.
She said, I beg you for help.
Oh, this is
You know I don't have
exhausting.
any
Jesus.
money. You know I'm actively suicidal and struggling. This is so sad. I hate that this is happening. You know I've been running to the doctor every day for help, and you still play in my face. I won't make it to my birthday because of you.
Okay, well, she was going to the doctor. I mean, this is unfortunate. But again, this is exhausting, and it's like, how do you want somebody to respond to this? Like, this isn't fair to put all of this on one person. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Have ruined me, and all
it's like, you gotta be responsible for your own healing, and you gotta go off to the side and figure that out. This is so unfair to, want someone else to save you. Only you can save you. Nobody else can save you. So this is too much.
My happiness. You hang up when I'm begging for help. You're the only help I used to have, and you're so focused on being famous and having money when you don't ever see what's in front of you.
What is
There's
this
a lot
voice
of typos
impressive?
here, but you know what she meant. How could you? How could you go to Mexico and be with someone else? How could you openly talk ish about me to all your family and all the women you want to sleep with?
Correct?
You want to ruin me.
No, you ain't shit for the fake crying.
I hope you're happy. I didn't make it. I tried. I can't do this anymore. You can make up whatever story you want to tell people about how I am or how I used to be. You can make up whatever you want when I'm gone. Tell everyone I'm crazy. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to realize how badly you effed up, how you ruined me, and any chance I had of having a good life and putting myself back together. And you continue to ignore us. Me and your son are alone. You don't care about us anymore. You never did. He said, do you want to kill yourself because I tweeted Sexy Red a good rapper? Right. This literally makes no sense. Oh.
Because I tweeted Sexy Red a good rapper?
It really is.
Wait, that's why she was mad? This is what, you know what?
Sense. Oh. This is a lot. It really is a lot. Like I said, there's something going on with Halle, and obviously, I just feel bad that all of this became public, right? Because it does make her look a certain way, but honestly,
this makes him look so stupid. I'm sorry. You had a baby with somebody who showed you all of this prior to you even having yourself skeet. This was all revealed to you. This is extreme. Like, this is extreme behavior, and you like, yep, I want to deal with this for the rest of my life. What?
People need to treat this situation with a bit more sensitivity, because she clearly was dealing with a lot, and she was regretting having a child with DDG. I mean, when you think about what she went through, her reputation took a hit, her career was almost affected, not to mention she had to deal with all this stuff behind the scenes where DDG was kind of...
Listen, my empathy is a little low with a situation like this. I'm not gonna lie, only because of my own personal experience with somebody who has done something like this to me in the past. So, I do agree with her that sensitivity should be taken to a certain degree, but I do stand very firmly on the fact that some people do weaponize their mental health, and they might not have no intention at all of actually going through with their threats, but they're trying to control you with their threats. So I am just like, I feel a little funny about that, because I know firsthand that people do that. And obviously, I don't know this woman. I'm not saying she's doing that for sure, but the language and these text messages are a bit, I don't want to say it's triggering, because it's definitely not. That happened a while ago. I don't give a fuck about that man. But, I definitely don't feel any way about it. But that experience has shown me firsthand that people do that. And people will do this and then admit later on that, I was never gonna do that. I was just trying to get you to, listen to me. Like, so that's what's rubbing me the wrong way. Because the language of this, it doesn't, again, I'm not a psychiatrist, but it just comes across like you are trying to weaponize it, and you are trying to control someone's actions and using that as, a weapon. So that's what rubs me the wrong way. But I do agree with her. You should be sensitive with certain situations, but I mean, we don't fucking know them, so I mean, I don't really have to be sensitive. I'm not handling her in real life and having conversations with her, so y'all putting this shit out here, so we're gonna give our opinion and say how we feel. But yeah, this is just a hot mess.
Leaving her and Halo for the most part to themselves, because he was busy working, he was trying to elevate, and on top of that, he was over Halle. I mean, Halle was draining him. So he was talking to other women, and also his family wasn't really fooling with Halle like that, based off of what DDG told them and based off of how she was acting. So I think Halle began to spiral because she was losing support. She was losing support from the public. People were criticizing her for having a baby at the peak of her career. She was losing support from DDG and his family, and she needed that support system. I don't believe she had a strong support system from her parents. I believe her sister Chloe said at one point she wasn't close to her parents, so I wonder if that was the case for Halle too.
And, I don't have the
You know what? This is a bit surprising because I did assume that Chloe and Halle were like this, like super close. So for her to continuously say that she doesn't have anyone, again, it makes me wonder, are y'all putting on a front? Are y'all lying and pretending that y'all close when y'all are actually not? Or back to what I previously said, are you just saying this to try to control someone and manipulate them? You know? So these are really big questions that I have because based on what I've seen, they make it seem like they are just connected at the hip and they tell each other everything, so super close, blah, blah, blah. But you keep telling him over and over again, you the only person I got. I have nobody in this world. Like, that's confusing to me.
Relationship with my parents. Maybe one day down the line I'll share why.
When I think back on this, I do wonder if Halle, too, has any real support from her parents. Because it seemed like she really needed DDG and his family. But I can understand her needing DDG because that's the father of her child, But she went on to say this. This is proof. You leave me hanging as a mother. You don't step up when I need you to. I'm begging you. I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico.
Ooh.
So Lala Baptiste is one of DDG's longtime female companions. This is probably the girl that he was trying to convince Halle that he wasn't smashing. Well, apparently he was, at least according to Halle. And she said this, I'm going to unalive myself tonight. My son will not be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him and let her be his mom.
Oh my God, that's
crazy.
crazy.
Acting like this. She said, you put your pee inside of her in Mexico, knowing I was here taking care of our son, knowing I was crying before you left.
Let
you
her
selfish,
be the mom
disgusting
is
person.
wild.
You're evil. I'm giving you your son. He said, you're making this stuff up. She said, please, I don't want him around for this. Please take him from me. I don't want him to see me like this. I'm begging you for Halo, please. I can't do this anymore. I'm done.
This is
knowing
really
I poured my
disturbing.
heart into you before I left, you still went and effed her. And you can't even own up to it. I hate you. You are evil. You want me to die. Now, Lala did clear the air and she said that she didn't do anything with DDG. That's what she claims.
Halle did reach out to me and we had a private conversation. Again, I'm not going to disclose details because that's between me and her. And context behind these accusations in general is stemming from a group trip that our whole friend group went on, right? Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on.
Girl, how would they know?
I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything.
They not with you 24/7. They don't know where you creeping off to in the middle of the night. Girl, bye.
Going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know. Like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there,
Y'all never fucked?
grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic.
Oh.
So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? But
Especially when
nothing
both
has ever
people are
gone on
attracted.
past that.
I mean, that is
ever.
true. Okay, well, she.
Do y'all actually believe her?
I mean, I don't know, but considering how all over the place that Halle was in her text messages, you know, it doesn't seem like she's being logical and she's actually taking the time to consider all of the, you know, sources and evidence. So we can't say that, oh, Halle knows for sure. Maybe she did just assume.
I don't know. Maybe she didn't want DDG, but I think DDG definitely wanted her. So Halle isn't wrong for being
she's a gorgeous
suspicious,
girl.
but I really wish she didn't crash out so
I could see
bad
her
over it
being
because it made her
insecure.
look very insecure. But DDG does surround himself with women that look like Lala. That to me seems like his real type. Even though Halle is a beautiful girl, I kind of get the feeling that he leans more to racially ambiguous women. So I can see why Halle would be a bit threatened, even though she was doing a bit much. She really
Ruby
was.
isn't.
She also went on to
racially
say
ambiguous.
this: please take Halo and DDG.
Or what's the other girl he talked to that I liked? Well, but I thought she was super cute. I thought they were cute together. Kennedy. She was also clearly black. So I don't think that's fair to say.
She said,
Like, he dated some other people early in his career too. He was around black girls.
I'm genuinely scared of you, man. I feel like you're going to unalive me in my sleep one
my
day.
God,
I'm
that's
not allowing
scary.
you in my house around
Oh
guns.
my God.
Please, just go home and I'll pick Halo up from there. She said, me and Halo are in the cold and you won't let us in your house. Are you serious? DDG said, I'm not letting you in my house.
She got some motherfucking nerve. Like, this makes me think about her, what she said in the restraining order making it seem like, oh, she's in fear for her life, and that when you saying all this wild shit, this is crazy.
Around guns. She said, I'm here in my pajamas in the cold, and you won't let us in your house. Wow, okay, I asked for help. I asked you to take Halo from me right now, and you won't. Instead, you leave us in the cold.
Disturbing.
You will never hear from me again. DDG said, it's not safe for you to be around guns. Please just go home, and we'll figure it out later. She said, there is...
Nah, this is fucked up, though. I will admit this. He ain't shit. You can't get your son? Your son is outside in the cold? That's trifling. That makes him look real bad. Real bad.
Now, and you won't.
Because he said, I don't want to let you in my house. Okay, don't let her in, but open the door and take your child. If you try to run in, do you have other people in the house who could get her out or call the police? But why wouldn't you get your child from her and let your child be out in the cold?
Okay, I asked for help. I asked you to take Halo from me right now.
Yeah, he ain't shit for that.
And you won't. Instead, you leave us in the cold. You will never hear from me again. DDG said, it's not safe for you to be around guns. Please just go home and we'll figure it out.
You got
later.
guns all in the living room?
Said,
I'm confused.
There is no
that.
later. There was only now, and you missed it.
Oh,
I called
Lord. Oh my God.
You can't tell me I didn't ask.
This is exhausting. Oh, this gets on my nerves, bro. This is kind of triggering. Only because anyway, people who just text, arguing, oh my God, you whining, complaining. Oh, this is exhausting.
For your help in the height of my struggle. I did, and you denied me over and over to spend time at the club. Let me outside in the cold of outside of your house. We can never come back from this. You missed your chance to take Halo. We are leaving. DDG said, as long as you don't hurt yourself, I'm cool with that. We'll figure it out later. She said, I've already started hurting myself. Congrats,
God.
You killed me. Evil man. You never cared about me. You called my family. They're not going to help me. I'm not answering anyone. I called you because I needed to speak to you. And now you've made it worse. You never cared about me or loved me. It was all a lie. This was another text exchange that happened back in August of last year. She said, you treated me like ish on the ground. I didn't deserve this. I tried my hardest. I want to live. I want to be happy.
With her
I don't
family,
want to die.
her
But
friends.
I don't know what else to do. I tried. I'm reaching out to you for your help. To please come get your son because I'm not okay. I'm not okay and don't want him around me like this. I don't know what else to do. You've hurt me too bad. You've made everything so much worse.
Okay, I'm coming to get him.
I don't want
good.
Halo to be around me like this.
Get your
DDG
kid,
said, I'm
nigga.
coming to get him. She said, but then you come and you try to take him from me and say disrespectful stuff to me like pack his bag. Like I'm a dog. You've hurt me too bad.
What?
You've hurt me to my core. Please just leave me alone. I'm not okay and it's because of you. I'm not okay and it's because of what you did. I'm not okay. Please just leave me alone. And he was like, so can I get Halo or no, Halle? So it seems like he was over it. She said, I'm tired of asking. I've reached out for help multiple times. There's proof
Can he get the
everywhere
baby?
that I've tried to reach out for help before I did this. I'm on the way already to get Halo. She said, I've tried so hard. I did everything I could. I love you the best that I could.
Oh
I thought me having your child would prove to you my commitment and my loyalty
that's where you
to
fucked up,
But you
girl.
went behind my back, and now my son will have a broken home. So see, this is exactly what this is about.
Tried to have his
wanted
baby to
DDG
keep him,
because she
yeah.
didn't want to be left as a single mother. That's what this was all about. That's why she was, because she didn't
Girl,
want.
that's what you got from that? What are you talking about? She's saying that she basically had his baby because she wants to keep him. I thought me having your child would prove to you I'm committed to you and I'm loyal to you. Look, I had a baby for you. So she had this baby to try to keep him. What are you talking about?
Exactly what this is about. Halle wanted DDG because she didn't want to be left as a single mother.
You're only a single mother after you have the child. She had this in her head before the child was here.
That's what this was all about. That's why she was begging and pleading for him to be there. And there's a lot that I've said about DDG. I mean, I have criticized him quite a bit because he was using Halle and he was
They
ruining
both
her reputation.
go ahead,
But
both of y'all.
looking at all that he was dealing with her, it was a lot.
I don't want to be too rude. I feel for her, anybody who's having mental health struggles, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, you're doing too fucking much. Like, how much can someone take? It's like, I don't think that this excuses someone and makes it acceptable for someone to just berate someone and harass them and just be a tyrant and be, this horrible person just because you're having mental health issues. I don't agree with that. And again, some people use that as an excuse. Like, oh, I'm having mental health. This is why I'm treating you so poorly. This is why I'm going off on you and harassing you and going crazy. No, figure that the fuck out. You're an adult. Figure your shit out. Get the fuck away from me. You know, but he continued to deal with her apparently for whatever reason. This is prior to even the baby being in the picture, but even when the baby got in the picture, it's like, Jesus. I don't know why he been. I'm also side-eyeing him because all of this was taking place and you never tried to get sole custody of your kid. You're only doing this now because she did it first. That's very, very telling to me because you saw that she appears to be a danger to herself and your fucking kid, but you did not take the steps to try to get sole custody back then. If I have a baby with somebody and they're talking like this, I'm running to the courts to try to get sole custody of my kid. And I'm showing them this. I'm showing them this proof. Hey, this person is unstable. I'm concerned for my child. I need to take my child. Why are you're only saying this now because she did it first? That's wild.
And I can see how.
Why weren't you concerned enough for your kid to take action to get her crazy ass away from your kid? The fuck?
He felt drained and how he felt.
I'm drained reading this. God damn.
Make him do what she wanted him to do. She wanted him.
She
to
seems
be with
very
her.
draining.
He didn't want to be with her. He just wanted to be with his son. You know, but that wasn't going to work for somebody like Halle. I mean, Halle is very conscious of her image. She was already getting criticized over having a baby out of wedlock. And now her baby daddy leaves her for other women.
Oh my God,
that is
another
embarrassing.
video
She
people
never
want me to
wanted that
watch.
to happen. And she loved him. The girl was crazy in
about
love
them.
with DDG. There's no denying it. But I still do think we have to be sensitive to her mental state, you know? And we also have to understand that just because she might have her struggles doesn't mean that she's an unfit mom. I mean, she loves her baby. She really does. And I think that she tries hard to be
unfit. I'm sorry.
the best mom she can be.
The stuff she was saying was very disturbing. This is not normal. And I would not trust my baby around someone who says things like this. This is very fucking disturbing.
Hope and prayer is that she and DDG can find a way to resolve this whole custody battle in a way that makes them both happy, because truthfully, I don't want either one of them
Chloe,
to
get the
lose
baby.
custody of their child. You know, I just think they both need to get some therapy. That's it. But anyway, tell what y'all think about this video down below.
No, she needs some meds. This is a hot ass mess, and she got the fucking nerve to put all that in that report, okay, that restraining order, when you were talking like this. That is wild. And you trying to get sole custody when your mental is not together. And I feel for people who have mental health issues. I'm not, trying to villainize her, but at the same time, bro, I don't think it's fair for anyone around people who act like this to baby them, so I don't agree with babying her either and be like, well, she has mental health issues, so this is why she's acting like this, so we gotta give her a pass. Like, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, I don't. And I know in this day and age that's very common for people to do that, to coddle people with mental health issues, when once again we all got mental health fucking issues. All right. We all got, I'm talking about my shit on my Patreon and my struggles anyway, but we all go through shit. Again, that's not an excuse to be a terrible person, to lash out on people, to harass them. I don't think that's an excuse to do that. And I just think that we in such a fucked up time where people will excuse behavior like this because of what people are saying. And it's my mental health. All right, everybody gotta fall back. We gotta give them a pass. No, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. They both goofy as fuck though. DDG, you should have been trying to get your fucking kid when she was talking like this last year. What the fuck is you on? What are you doing? Like, okay, cool. Y'all both were stupid enough to lay down and to have a child together. All right, the damage is already done. But this person is proving that they are a danger to themselves and possibly your kid. And you're not going to take action to try to get custody of your kid last year? What type of bum ass shit is that? And then when she's outside with your kid in the cold, you don't go out there and get your kid. You just leave her and your kid outside. You like, we'll figure this out. I'll talk to you later. Like, no, I don't want you around guns. What the fuck does that even mean? So you got guns just scattered all on the floor and you scared if you open the door, she'll run in and grab one? Like, I don't understand. I'm very confused by that, but I think he's trifling as hell for not getting his kid, all right? Out in the cold and not getting his kid, last year when she was saying all this very disturbing shit. So both of them just... This gave me a headache. But sure, they want to let us all in the group chat. So yes, we're going to have opinions on that shit. And this is my opinion. But this video is long enough anyway. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.